how would you differentiate your vision of community transformation, community and societal transformation or renovation with the similar tones that we've heard for generations from the social gospel circles?
Yeah, we just talked about that. So here's what's regrettable for me. I believe under the unction of fidelity through 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe even prior to that. You've been in the game longer than me, so you know when our forefathers, so to speak, kind of hunkered down to guard the doctrines, that we lost something over to the social gospel movement. And I think the differentiator for me is I don't believe doing good in and of itself is a gospel work. I don't think those two things can be equated. As a matter of fact, we've lost people over that. They come to our church because they see the social focus. And then we end up having a conversation and say, yeah, doing good is the gospel. No, doing good is not the gospel. The gospel is a message about what Christ came to accomplish in the world. Now, one aspect of that message is Matthew's gospel, which is this declaration of the kingdom over and over and over again. The kingdom, the kingdom, the kingdom. When we see a world with no crying, no mourning, no pain, no sin, no brokenness. And we see invasions of that in Jesus' ministry as he not only proclaims God's ability to raise the rubble of our dead and rebellious souls, but he meets those physical needs as well to give a glimpse of the world without sin. And that's the differentiation. I'm not just trying to do good to do good. I want people to get a glimpse of God's world, which he called good. If there were no sin, if there were no sin in this world, there would not be poverty, there would not be hate, there would not be sickness, there would not be brokenness, because none of those things was a part of the plan. And so God declares the world good in Genesis. Jesus gives us glimpses of the kingdom in Matthew. The Godhead declares the world righted in Revelation. And when it's righted, right there in that same list of the idolaters and revilers who have been cast away, is a lack of mourning and a lack of sickness and a lack of death. And they're right there together. And so I think that in our proclamation, we should also be motivated to see glimpses of the kingdom in this material reality and believe, that God delights in this material world. And you don't have to be post-millennial to believe that. I'm not post-millennial in my eschatology. I don't think things are going to just keep getting better until the world is right again. Actually, I think they could actually get a lot worse and will likely get a lot worse before Jesus returns. But it doesn't mean that I don't want to see glimpses of that kingdom breaking in, not only in my declaration, but in my action, and in seeing my city more readily reflect the city to come that we see in Revelation.